Welcome back. So as we're just about to start a new year, I thought it would be a good time to do another progress check video. This is a video where I can look at the numbers I've been producing over the last couple months, as I've been recording the amount of landfill and recyclable waste I've been producing, and also the amount of meat that I've been eating. So the goal with this channel is to record this number so that over time I can move toward a zero waste and low impact lifestyle. And today I'm going to set myself some goals for the year ahead, and also look if I was able to achieve the goals that I set myself last time I had one of these videos. But just to start off with, let's look at the numbers, see how things have been getting on in the last couple of months. So we left off at week 8 last time, and if we look at that total line at the top, it hasn't been clearly going downward. And I think the thing that's been contributing to that is that I've had quite a few things to throw into recycling lately. I've been working towards my next possession check video, and I've been getting rid of a few things to simplify my life. And I've also had a few heavy glass items to put into the recycling bin, so glass bottles, glass jars, things like that. So these things I'm not too worried about, so I don't want to get caught up over that blue line too much. But the thing I do want to concentrate on is that red line, that's the landfill line. And I've had a few good weeks. I've kept it around the 150 mark every now and then, kept it below the 200 mark quite a few weeks, but I think there's really some progress to be made there. Of course, some things can't avoid going into landfill. For example, if I'm reducing my items, then some of those things just simply can't be recycled, and then they'll have to go into landfill, and that'll be just a short-term thing until I've reduced my items enough for me to be happy. So I'm just going to keep an eye on this. I'm going to set myself a slightly tighter goal at the end of the video to see if I can make some progress in the first few months of the next year. Moving on to the diet side of things, we left off at week 8. And after that, I really tried to cut down on my red meat and my poultry. And after week 8, actually the only meat that I was eating was fish. And even that I wasn't eating that much of. So I've been pretty happy with this progress. And in fact, the last 3 weeks I've eaten no meat whatsoever. I've been on a completely vegetarian diet, and I've been really happy with that. That's the longest time I've been without meat in my whole life, I think. The angle that I come from on the meat side of things is the impact side. So I know a lot of people become vegetarian or vegan because of the moral side, and I completely understand that, but for me it's mostly an impact related thing. I know that a lot of land, a lot of energy, and a lot of chemicals are used in the animal agriculture business, and I just want to reduce the amount of impact I'm having by not contributing to that. So far I've been really happy with this. I didn't think it would be so easy to cut out the meat in my diet, but it's been going really well. Just small efforts here and there just to cut down when I'm going to restaurants or when I'm cooking for myself, not to pick meat items. So yeah, I'll just be setting myself a few goals relating to this in just a moment. Just before setting those goals for the start of 2018, I just want to have a look at the goals I set for myself the last time I had one of these videos. I've got them in front of me here. So on the waste side, my first goal was to keep my average total waste per week below 450 grams. And I averaged it out, and for the last 9 weeks it came to 480 grams. So I'm just 30 grams over target. That's not too bad, but maybe I can do a little bit better in the future. And another reason why I'm not too worried is because most of the extra was some recyclable items, which I'm not too worried about. So it's not too bad overall. Then the second goal I had on the waste side was to keep my landfill waste below 250 grams average per week. And I actually managed that, so I averaged 190, so I beat that target quite well. But I remember this target not being too difficult when I set it, so maybe next time I can set myself a slightly tighter target and keep myself reducing that average every time. Then on the diet side, I set myself 2 goals. The first of those was to eat no more red meat going forward, and I managed that, so that's straightforward. I'm happy with that. The second goal was to eat less than an average of 100 grams per week of the other meats, so poultry and fish. And I managed that as well, so I think I averaged around 33 grams, so I'm happy with that. Let's now look at the goals that I'm going to set myself going into 2018. As I said earlier, I want to set myself a slightly tighter goal on the waste side of things going forward into 2018. And I think the one I'm going to set myself is to average below 150 grams in the landfill waste. And that's actually going to be the only goal that I'm going to set myself, because I think it's more important to focus on that to get towards zero waste rather than to get too tied up on the recyclable waste, because that's just going to go up and down naturally over time anyway. And I think it's a lot more important from an impact perspective to look at the landfill waste and really try to bring that down. So that's the one goal that I'm going to set myself. I know that it's achievable even though it's difficult, because I've already had a few weeks where I've achieved say 120 or 140 grams. So I'm not too worried, but I think it will just keep me engaged, keep me making sure that I'm looking for ways to reduce my landfill waste going forward. Alright, and then for the diet side of things, I thought the one target I would give myself is to continue my vegetarian diet that I've had for the last 3 weeks into 2018 and see how that goes. So I'll be learning more recipes that are completely vegetarian and maybe finding new foods to eat. So I'll try that out for 2 to 3 months, see how that goes. I won't be too strict on it. If I go out and I really want some meat, maybe I'll have a little bit. But I'm really going to try to have no more meat for the next 2 to 3 months and see how that goes. I want to give myself another goal, and this is just a soft goal. There's no easy way to track this, but maybe in a couple or 3 months time, I'll try to cut out all of the dairy in my diet. So over the next 2 to 3 months before the next one of these videos, I'm just going to be learning about alternatives to dairy, alternatives to products which use dairy, because I think that's the way that most of the dairy comes into my diet at the moment, so through breads and things like this. So I'm just going to look into alternatives, learn about alternatives, so that next time I have one of these videos, maybe, who knows, my target will be to cut out dairy altogether. So I'm just going to give myself a couple months to learn about those things, learn about the different foods that I can be eating that don't have any dairy in them. Okay, so those are my targets going into 2018. And just to summarize for you today, it didn't look so clear on the waist side whether I had hit my targets, but most of the extra weight was in the recycling bin, so I'm not too worried about that, especially because I've been getting rid of a few things for my next possession check. And then I'm going to be setting myself a tighter goal for the next 2 to 3 months on the waste side to really concentrate on the landfill waste side of things. And on the diet side of things, I've been happy with my progress so far, and I'm just going to continue my vegetarian diet into the start of 2018 and look for some alternatives to dairy in my diet. But for now, that's everything. My next video is going to be a possession check video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great start to 2018, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.